Okay, beginning recording the first segment, which is actually the content is from yesterday. And we talked about yesterday LDN and methylene blue in the context of integrative medicine, integrative fatigue management. And the first part is that there's no optimal dose. I get this question all the time: what is the optimal dose? And there's no optimal dose that is generalizable for everyone. That really depends on one's amount of the endorphins they have in their body. And so I've shared a resource for free at IFM synergy.com, and I'll write that. That's my website and blog. Actually, that's a blog site, and it's called IFM synergy .com. It's free to join, and once you join, there is an email that updates everyone with new publications. So basically, there's a significant dose variation among studies, populations, and patients who said that they failed on LDN protocols were sometimes able to do very well using individualized titration schedule. And so that's one of my strength in what I do for people. And the second is to, once you find your dose, you want to start in a low dose and you want to titrate very slowly. I see very aggressive starting dosing and very aggressive um, dosing that is really not very helpful. And I think 90% of the problems come from there. And then if there's problems, um, really you want to stop and then restart using smaller dose. And there I think there's different ways of doing things like 5 days on, 2 days off, or 3 times a week. Just and I think once you have problem, I think it's really helpful to have a physician guide you, and I usually play that role for my patients. And we we talked about the mechanism, and this is all available from my on my blog site, and I will put the link there. That's just talking about yesterday, and there's a couple of errors which I will fix now. And then the next section we talked about methylene blue, which really mixes really well with low dose naltrexone, methylene blue. We talked about where is it safest. I think it's safest to get it from a compounding pharmacy, at least in the U.S. There's lower doses where we're talking about zero point 0.5 milligrams to maybe about 10 to 15 milligrams, where we're using that for more of a mitochondrial support, fatigue reduction, cognitive enhancement for through the electron transport chain optimization. And then I think there's a moderate dose that where serotonin support by MAO-A inhibition that may help with mood, sleep, and other conditions. And the higher doses, up to 100 milligram, has been documented. Actually, even more than that has been documented, and that creates antimicrobial property, antifungal, and photodynamic therapy applications. But having said that, I think that I often refer methylene blue as poor man's vitamin C. I think if you're using it for first one, that probably may be okay to use by yourself. I think the second, which is mental health, I think it's best to be under guidance of a uh, appropriate licensed individual. And then third, I think definitely, I think it's a good idea. And then the USP sourcing is critical because there's heavy metal contaminant, including arsenic, cadmium, and mercury. And the USP sourcing, I don't know how you would verify that as a consumer. So we also talked about fatigue, and the fatigue is multifactorial, and using a system approach is better than, oh, I'm using LDN, why isn't my fatigue better? Or I'm using the methylene blue, why isn't my fatigue better? I think it's better to look at the whole picture, and a lot of times people don't do that, and then they just use one thing. I'm using ginseng, I'm using ashwagandha, and then they're like, why am I not better? So the system that we talked about is sleep optimization, hormone optimization, hidden and hidden hidden um, infection optimization, and there is also nutritional optimization and looking at autoimmune kind of causes or endocrine causes. So, and I'm finding that hidden infections is very, very um, easy, and most of us probably have it. The people I test, all of them have it. And these can be reactivated viral infections as well as tick-borne illnesses, fungal. And the cool thing is that methylene blue can address all of them. So there are supplements that can help you with adrenal functions. I like ashwagandha and rhodiola combined because the I think one balances the other in practically. And then methylene blue does have a FDA black box warning for serotonin syndrome. From my research, it seems to be more IV and higher doses. Um, and I think that this risk arises is from the inhibition of MAOA. But at the doses, lower doses, less of a problem. But I think that's the reason why, if people have issues with medical uses, I think it's really good to have a medical supervision. Um, it is contraindicated with SSRI, SNRI, and MAO inhibitors, and contraindicated in G6PD, just like vitamin C, because they use similar. And I like oral versus IV. It's just me, and the USP is sourcing is required, but I don't even know how you would go ahead and um, do that. So anyway, um, there is this document that I prepare for you, so you can access that. And then with that, I am going to stop the recording and then take questions so that I can post this for the yesterday's recording.